our June training program for strength and conditioning. This is our social distancing return to gym program. So I'm giving this out for free. So every gym who's a little bit confused about how they can set up their training programs for an individual in the facility will be able to just grab this, use it, modify it how they want. So the goal here is to have a client enter, come to their training spot, sanitize their hands, train, sanitize their equipment and hands again, and then leave out another door. So there's no cross-contamination and everything is nice and contained in one unit. So we have our lifting area, we have our bands, we have our sanitizer, and we have our weights. Each section will have one section for each individual. So we're going to start with our upper body. Everything is done basically in the cage, as it were. Everything is 5 by 5. So our return to the program is everything is a little bit lighter, a little bit easier because people have been out of lifting for 2, 3, even 4 months for some people. So we're going to be focusing on good technique, proper pacing, and good bracing. So the key here is to not base yourself off of what you could do pre-corona times, pre-lockdown. You need to assume that you've gotten weaker, things have gotten a little bit nastier. So this is a great time to focus on your form, and to focus on doing it very correctly and rebuilding yourself back up. So if you've had some injuries or have some issues, this is a perfect time to address them and work through them intelligently with your trainer. And if you're doing it on your own, then you do it that way. But take an ego check. 5 by 5s for a month on every primary lift and start light. If you think you should start at 140 kilos on your deadlift, start at 120. Start at 130, be smart. Because if you go light for a week or two, that's a hell of a lot better than going heavy and messing yourself up for another month. That would be sad. Everyone's lifting, you're at home with a back injury. So your bench is just gonna be solid, walk-ins, get those shoulder blades down, pull the bar apart, 5 by 5. Focus on your technique. Then, since we're in a rack, we can do our chin-ups. It is tall. Good technique. Boop. And if you can't do chin-ups, then you can just take your bench, swing it around. This is a little bit low, but we're going to do supinated recline rows. And the chin-ups and bench are 5 by 5. The recline rows are 5 by 10. And then that carries us over to the next thing we're doing. This is our secondary. There's only one secondary because we're assuming as well that there's time constraints. If you run your gym by having people in on every hour, you need people in, working out, and then time to do a quick rollout and sanitize before the next crew comes in. So the training's got to be a little faster, a little more aggressive, and the program has to be a little bit shorter. So the ones who are pushing heavier weights don't always feel like they're messing up. So floor presses for, where the heck am I? 3 by 10, 3 by 10, 3 by 10 for everything. So we've got floor press, barbell row, shoulders, underhand band, pull apart, and then core, just to make sure everything is covered. Barbell floor press. Again, this is to keep everybody in session. If you have dumbbells you can clean well, you can substitute those in, that's fine. Shoulder blades down, lock in, full tap, drive up. Tap, drive up. 3 sets of 10. Then if you need to, you can strip some weights or add some weights. Lift off, hips back, barbell row, 3 sets of 10. Set it back down. Have your sanitized band, and you're going for your palms up, supinated grip, underhand, band pull apart. You might have heard a click there. That was my sternum resetting. It feels awesome. That's your shoulders. And then alternating leg raises. Chin tuck, core locked in, lower back pushed in the ground. Dun, dun. This is the easy version, 10 on each leg. And then you have Trevor wishes he was taller. We'll come back a little bit. And then you can either just do regular leg raises, or you can do them there as well, if you want a slightly more advanced motion. So that is the whole workout. If you have time, if you're blowing through this or your clients are blowing through this, then you have a core finisher and an upper body finisher. Your upper body finisher, 3 sets of 10 of tricep press downs. Of course, you could have some different variations. I'm trying to think of tricep exercises. You have behind the neck tricep presses. You can be doing the opposite of preacher curls, the skull crushers, or something like that, if you have the equipment ready, set up, and easy to sanitize. And the same thing here. You can be doing alternating band hammer curls, or you can be doing the same thing with a kettlebell as well. 3 sets of 10 there. And then the core finisher, we have in and outs, which is just pull in and press out. Just making sure that lower back is pushed into the ground. And then marching rotations for the obliques for core stabilization. My recommendation on these is to make sure the clients are doing, you do 1 round, 30 seconds, next round, 30 seconds, next round. Same thing with the stuff on the ground. That your clients that are kind of a little slower, a little bit more methodical, you're gonna have to stay on them for pace. And because you can't have a group of clients walking in and then have a group of clients that are just finishing. You need to make sure that the clients that are finishing are out on the dot. And we're saying 5 minutes before the next session comes in. So really everyone only has about 55 minutes to work out, which means go hard, it's effective, it works, it's great, but kind of have to be a little bit more ironclad on your timing and your setup just to avoid spreading the virus. Of course, everyone can wear a mask if they want to. It's not necessary here in Norway or in this area yet because essentially we have no new cases. So we're in pretty good shape. We'll see what happens later on. So that is day 1. Day 2 is coming up next.